Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Has Ripple already decided to move their headquarters overseas? This is a thought here rumbling around Twitter by XRP researcher at XRP News _ on Twitter. He says, I think Ripple has already decided to move headquarters overseas, hence why all these bigwigs are jumping ship. It's interesting to see that there was a coordinated effort by Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen yesterday to suggest that crypto companies should actually move because the regulatory clarity just isn't there in the United States. We heard Brad Garlinghouse say it on Twitter and then Chris Larsen mentioning it in that interview. So is the writing already on the wall? Is Ripple going to move? Have they already planned to move? President Know-It-All here on Twitter says, I wouldn't wait. Ripple bent over backwards for the USA. They really tried hard. You just gotta say enough is enough and move HQ. They don't need to open another office. They got 9 offices, 1 in London, and they don't have to close the USA office either. Just change headquarter locations. Of course, we got to remember Ripple already does have real estate, physical brick and mortar office locations in other countries around the world, including London, which is one of those geographical locations which has the regulatory clarity for them to move forward. Think he's making a stance, in my opinion, says Roy the Boy. Digital Autonomous Conductor says, in my opinion, they'll probably open up another office in a country like Singapore or Switzerland while regulation is being sorted out in the US. A strategic pivot like this could give Ripple an edge over other industry competitors. So go for it. That would be an interesting move. Even if they left the United States temporarily until we saw the regulatory clarity needed for Ripple to be able to conduct business properly within the US regulatory framework, move there temporarily, then move back once the United States has gotten off the ground with cryptocurrency regulations. Of course, Ripple would still have their office in the United States, have people work remotely. President Know-It-All down here continues, Singapore, they got covered already with a Ripple office and SBI pushing ahead. Switzerland, doesn't do much for me. I think the UK is more likely because of closer ties with the United States. Don't necessarily know what would likely be the deciding factor for the move, whether it's proximity to the United States or whether it's economic ties to the United States, how much trade a company does with the United States. There are a lot of factors involved here, so something to keep an eye on. Of course, all these things are planned. None of this is by happenstance, and the fact that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen were kind of both mentioning it yesterday says a lot. Now, I brought this to your attention, guys. This is from Martin Volk, and apparently the UK financial regulator has opposed crypto derivative bans in the UK. Hasn't gotten a lot of people very excited. 97%, in fact, are actually not happy with this decision. And of course, this only affects retail investors. It's no mystery after a consultation process that closed on October 3rd, with 97% of participants opposed to the prohibition, the UK financial regulator still proceeded to issue the ban, completely disregarding the overwhelming public input. In its defense, the FCA claims to be protecting consumers and enhancing the integrity of the British financial system, but many within the UK crypto industry and elsewhere are unimpressed, perhaps with good reason. On Tuesday, the FCA announced a ban on the sale of crypto derivatives to retail clients beginning January of 2021. Again, guys, this only affects retail clients, but 97% of people not too happy with this. Of course, the crypto industry is still very, very tiny, and I think the FCA specifically is trying to prevent people who don't know what they're doing to make big mistakes. Of course, this will affect other people who do know what they're doing, who want to engage in trading financial derivatives associated with cryptocurrencies, and this is going to affect them. It looks as though you can only be an institutional grade investor to participate in this. But anyway, just wanted to bring up this update. Thank you to Martin Volk. 97% of people were not happy with that decision. Moving along though, guys, I got this from Michael at Val5Links. Digital currency adopted by about 101 million people worldwide. Guys, this number has just grown over the years. A new study released by the University of Cambridge has disclosed that the number of people who hold Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies has increased massively over the last 2 years. Currently, there are 101 million unique crypto asset users, a marked increase from the 35 million in 2018. Okay, let's take a look at the charts for a second to just kind of give you guys an idea of where we are today versus 2018. Let's not forget, guys, I will draw 2018 here on the chart just to show you guys where we were in 2018. So the top of the bull market was the beginning of 2018. And as we move along here, we can see 2018 was ultimately very, very bearish, okay? If you can take the top up here to the end over here, that represents the entirety of 2018, give or take, and we saw nothing but a downward trajectory for all cryptocurrencies. I got XRP on the daily up here, but of course, a downward trend. Actually, I don't know why I'm using the paintbrush for that. I should probably put a trend line there, but I think you guys understand where I'm going with this. So we have, so the numbers in 2018, obviously, even despite the fact that we did have a huge pump in 2017 for all cryptocurrencies. Again, this is just XRP on the daily, but I can pull up the Bitcoin chart and show you the same trend. Despite all that, the number has grown from about 35 million cryptocurrency users to 101 million unique crypto users. And so that doesn't even consider the amount of crypto addresses that are now in existence. These are unique crypto users, okay? So according to the research at the Cambridge Center for Alternative Finance, the number of crypto asset accounts held by service providers has multiplied by fourfold over the last couple of years. There are 191 million accounts to be found on cryptocurrency exchanges at the present time. The survey studied the impact of significant changes in the crypto industry since the publication of the second Global Crypto Asset Benchmark Study in 2018. The survey collected data from 280 firms in 59 countries and focused on 4 principal market segments: exchanges, payments, custody, and mining. The Cambridge survey disclosed that the number of users that interact with digital currency has grown by 189% since 2018. It further disclosed that in 2016, there were only 5 million unique users across more than 45 million accounts. Compare those numbers to now, where there are 101 million users across 191 million accounts. Guys, cryptocurrency was gaining popularity in 2018 and 2019. As you can see, 2018, it sounds counterintuitive because we know, on YouTube, on Twitter, there's more engagement with regards to cryptocurrency when we're seeing a bull market. Yet, the numbers were going up. And that paints an interesting picture because it goes to show you that the people in the background, the people that don't care about the noise of the markets in a downturn, they really got interested. They really got excited. I think a lot of this push in 2020 and beyond is going to be institutional adoption. All right. And so now we're in 2020. We are over here now. And the number has gone up almost 300%. I believe they mentioned 189% since 2018. So that's enormous, in my opinion, considering the market looks like this. These are not retail traders, guys. These are institutional investors looking to put their money into the cryptocurrency market once it pops. And Chris Larsen actually has an opinion about XRP price. That's right, XRP price. We're going to get to that in a bit. MacAttack here on Twitter posted this with regards to Kyrgyzstan central bank and them shutting down the SWIFT network. Now, this is where the democratization of cross-border transactions is going to be crucial. This is a perfect example of why we need to democratize payments. In the light of the current political unrest, the Central Bank of Kyrgyzstan has banned the prominent cross-border service offered by SWIFT. This was announced by Ada Karabeva, an official representative of their national bank. As per the representative, this decision by the central bank was taken to prevent the capital outflow from the country and to ensure the safety of the country's financial banking sector and of assets of financial institutions, essentially preventing a run on the banks on a grander scale from corporations, it sounds like. The National Bank is monitoring the situation, and as it stabilizes, the banking system will resume operations in normal mode. The central bank, in a statement on October 7th, had asked the local financial institution to suspend their activities and strengthen security measures until the political situation in the country stabilizes. Essentially, they want to lock people in, make sure they cannot move their money, guys. And as I had mentioned, this serves as a great example of the need for a decentralized financial system like cryptocurrencies that could come to aid, especially given the state of the political unrest during this pandemic. Now, Kyrgyzstan is just one example of a country in the world where we are seeing this today. This could indeed change at the drop of a hat, considering we are all kind of under the thumb of this pandemic at this moment. The economy is shut down, people are stressed out, businesses are closing, money is tight, and people who have money want to be able to safeguard their money. Now, if more and more countries start to do things like this, especially on these broad scales like banning SWIFT payments, this is not going to go over well for the general public, and it is possible that we could see another surge into Bitcoin, which could in fact pump the rest of the crypto market along with it. Need I remind you, back in 2013, we saw the run on the banks in Cyprus, and that pumped Bitcoin in the spring of 2013 to new highs. Now, it is debatable. Some people are suggesting that it didn't all have to do with the run on the banks in Cyprus. However, the market in 2013 was very, very, very small. Even a few $100,000 would have pumped Bitcoin's price at that moment in time. Okay, in 2013, we saw at the beginning of 2013, Bitcoin was trading at about 13 bucks. And by April 2013, it was already trading at about $260 per BTC. So just keep that in mind, just to give you guys a frame of reference of where I'm going with this. I'm not the only one who thinks this, guys. Apparently, Chamath Palihapitiya says financial chaos could drive Bitcoin to new heights. This guy is a venture capitalist and billionaire, and he says Bitcoin will drive financial accessibility to billions of people if the global financial system crumbles. Here's a quote. The last few million coins of Bitcoin are obviously going to cost more energy than the first 18 million, but in the grand scheme of things, again, this is something in Bitcoin parlance. People say hodl, you buy it, you hold it, you put it away. But then he adds that this is a situation that no one should want to happen. When we cheer on the collapse of the financial system, guys, I feel like it's a bit of tongue-in-cheek, thinking XRP could really rule this system when there is a great financial reset. But you gotta think of the actual realistic hard chaos that we will see in the streets. Okay, this is not some utopia situation that we're talking about here. This is serious stuff. He says, honestly, I think you hope that you never need it because the amount of actual chaos that will drive Bitcoin appreciation is not something you actually really want to see. On the other hand, he remains optimistic about the changes Bitcoin could make to the financial infrastructure. He's a big Bitcoin proponent, by the way. I just wanted to mention this because it does kind of jump onto this story of Kyrgyzstan's move to shut down central bank access to the SWIFT network. I want to keep moving along though, guys, because we've also got Ripple news here. Apparently, there is an update with regards to the Flare fork. XRP Flare fork receives its first DeFi. And so this from Poochie1967 here on Twitter. The expected launch of the Flare networks and its Spark token by December of this year has received further reason to raise the hype. Yesterday, Flare Finance team revealed that they have successfully launched a test network for their system, and as a result, the Flare Finance team has begun to interact and present themselves to the XRP and Flare communities. Flare Finance's product, according to its official website, consists of a platform called Flare X and will operate as a decentralized exchange with a multi-token ecosystem, the YFLR, the YFIN, and the YMIN, in conjunction with SPK and the token FXRP. Furthermore, the platform claims that they will have 6 revolutionary products that will allow users to do yield farming and participate in the decentralized governance model. It will also offer users peer-to-peer trading with margin and spot, non-custodial liquidity pool, decentralized insurance coverage, among others, according to the website, which states the following, guys, and here's a quote from the website. Soon, decentralized finance will make its way to the XRP ledger through the use of the Flare network, a revolutionary approach to enable smart contracts for the third largest cryptocurrency in the world. Through the use of smart contracts on the Flare network, Flare Finance opens the door for many new financial products. So here it is, guys, the latest update from the Flare networks. If you still haven't claimed your Spark tokens, the snapshot date is December 12th, 2020, so it is coming up. Okay, I did a video a few weeks ago about how to claim your XRP if you do have the Ledger Nano S or X. I will link it up here. If you guys still haven't checked that out, check it out because you are eligible to earn at least 1-to-1 Spark tokens for every XRP that you hold, and that number could actually be more, just depending on who's claiming and a bunch of other factors there. And if you don't have a Ledger Nano and you want one, of course, I always do have the affiliate link in the description of the video. You can use it if you want. You do not have to use it. Guys, there are other options too. You can claim Flare over BitTrue and a bunch of other exchanges that were just announced over the last month or so. Also, Vitsvin's Sum app has the capability to claim your Spark tokens as well. Gonna move along though, guys. I saw this from XRP Crypto Wolf. Ripple partner Rabobank offers bank accounts for utility tokens. Interesting, because these guys are a Ripple partner, and what they are telling us is that utility tokens are going to be important enough that we are going to offer a bank account so that you can hold them in. So Rabobank has begun facilitating payments for digital currency tokens thanks to an agreement with the Two Tokens Foundation. Two Token is a project offering rules and guidelines on how to deal with tokenization in the Netherlands. It has developed its own utility token called TWO that can only be spent once and has a limited lifetime, while blockchain technology makes it possible to forge. Rabobank is facilitating a bank account for the foundation so that people can pay for the tokens. Users can buy TWO tokens in euros using the Netherlands' ideal e-commerce payment system. So these bank accounts specifically for the TWO token, who's to say though that this can't expand in the future? Of course, I wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf for posting that. And guys, I saw another one here, another one from XRP Crypto Wolf. Ripple partner Currency Cloud and B2B payment provider Wallex plan to come up with a new range of collection services for Wallex's clients in Asia. As reported by IBS Intelligence, Ripple partner Currency Cloud and Wallex are expanding their collaboration to bring a new set of collection services to Asia, in particular Wallex users in Singapore and Hong Kong, via Currency Cloud Spark. Both companies work in the sphere of B2B payment solutions. Wallex also deals with B2B FX. And this partnership between Wallex and Currency Cloud will enable the Singapore and Hong Kong-based customers of the former to collect money in the major global currencies, for example, the GBP, the Euro, and the USD, using local payment channels. This will allow the firm's clients to roll out abroad and compete in foreign markets. More cryptocurrency regulatory clarity in Asia. Of course, to the east, it seems as though they know what they're doing over there in order to foster this adoption, in order to get on that front cutting edge of the cryptocurrency wave. Ripple, of course, has offices in Asia, and I feel as though, it's come to the 11th hour in a lot of ways for Ripple. Are they going to leave to a more cryptocurrency-friendly jurisdiction, or are they going to wait it out, give the United States another fair shot at doing business with what I believe is going to be one of the most influential fintech companies in the future? I really am surprised that the United States has decided to take as long as they have with regards to cryptocurrency regulatory clarity. It doesn't really make sense to me, but of course there are a lot of moving parts. We know how far China is getting with regards to their CBDC, and we've even heard Chris Larsen say, you know what, we really need to speed this up at this point. This was from yesterday's interview. We need to speed this up at this point because we can't be left, we're too far. We're getting to the point where it's becoming the point of no return. We're getting too far behind, and if we get too far behind, we just won't be able to compete. So something to think about there. Nevertheless, we are still seeing these companies from around the world who are partnered with Ripple really embrace the technology and the adoption, because the countries that they are, of course, in support cryptocurrencies and fintech companies. Don't want to dwell on that too much. I want to bring this up because this goes into my next point here. This with regards to CBDCs and the fact that at Sibos 2020, delegates were discussing CBDCs and agree that there is a long road ahead for mass global adoption to facilitate cross-border payments. When asked what proportion of cross-border payments would be conducted using CBDCs in 5 years' time, the majority said less than 5%. Okay, this is in 5 years' time, and they're still suggesting that the number isn't going to be that high. Attendees to the session were, however, fairly bullish about the future of CBDCs, with 43% stating that they will see widespread adoption in the next 5 years. Another 43% said they would take off within 10 years, while an extremely optimistic 14% said they would do it within the next year. Asked about the relevance of CBDCs to their market, 57% of the attendees said they were absolutely relevant, and 43% said they may be so. While CBDCs can certainly help to make international payments faster and cheaper, they cannot be seen as a universal cure to cross-border frictions. This according to France Tissedre, head of interbank relations at Société Générale. You still need to think about the limitations of FX and non-harmonized AML regulations, which would remain even if we are using CBDCs, is what he says. But also, there still is going to be friction because ultimately, guys, like Brad Garlinghouse has said in the past, CBDCs are not Ripple killers or XRP killers. They are essentially just a digitized version of fiat, and you still will need to source that liquidity. So Ripple is still in a great position to be able to utilize RippleNet, sourcing liquidity via ODL, using the XRP cryptocurrency to do such things, especially in the exotic corridors where we're seeing the most friction. And the delegates at Sibos are essentially agreeing without even knowing it. They're ultimately saying that, even if we implement CBDCs, this is not a universal cure to cross-border frictions. So a very positive statement there coming out of Sibos. I wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf for posting that. And what does Chris Larsen think about XRP price? Well, I saw this, guys. This from Lucky John at LuckyJohn_XRP on Twitter. Chris Larsen says XRP's value is not driven by the company's remittance platform. As much as we love the ODL, there still isn't enough ODL to influence the price. So Chris Larsen, the executive chairman of Ripple's board of directors, says traders should not expect the company's XRP-based remittance platform to impact the price of XRP. Okay, remember way back in 2018 when we were buying on spec of the X-Rapid release, or some people were at least, and I mentioned this just the other day, the fact that, here, let me bring up XRP on the daily, and let's take a look at the time frame right before Swell 2018. Right here, people were buying up XRP thinking to themselves, okay, the price is going to pump because of X-Rapid, and I'm going to buy XRP down here at 27 cents. Sure enough, there was enough of a frenzy that XRP went up to 76 cents, and then we saw nothing, because the fact is that there still isn't enough volume, according to Chris Larsen, that can affect the price. So this was the interview that he did the other day with LA Blockchain Summit. Chris Larsen says XRP's value is and will remain far more correlated with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I am going to get back to that in a sec, but I wanted to just bring up this interview. I played a clip from this interview yesterday with regards to Chris Larsen basically stating that Ripple could leave the country. It was the same LA Blockchain Summit, and so I will link this. I believe this is the full thing, courtesy of XRP Talk and Speculation here on YouTube, so I will link this video in the description if you guys want to check it out. But with regards to Chris Larsen, he's saying, look guys, we're still in a spec market essentially. If you look at the XRP ledger, XRP, the decentralized digital currency, most of what happens in that ecosystem is really correlated to Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's like $100 billion trading per year, let's say. The vast majority is connected with what's happening in the overall market, and it is being driven by all the things that drive Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is it maybe just holding it as something that we value in the digitized, globalized future? Is it speculation? These are all questions Chris Larsen's asking because I'm reading a quote here. That's just all happening in its own economic reality, completely separate from what Ripple is focused on. So Jeff John Roberts, a law, tech, and crypto reporter at Fortune magazine, asks Larsen whether Ripple would consider serving as an advisor or consultant to central banks, and whether doing so would open the company up to further accusations of being XRP's overlords. Well, Larsen says Ripple's XRP-powered cross-border payment product on-demand liquidity only represents a small fraction of the XRP marketplace, guys, at least at this moment in time, and that the company would be happy to work with central banks. And there's a quote down there to that effect. Now, Chris Larsen ultimately stating that the price of XRP is not really going to see much movement other than in the spec market. And we've been talking about this for a while. The demand will be based on the value of the token, and once Ripple can target those high-value cross-border payments to essentially be able to overtake SWIFT, this is when we'll see more demand for XRP. This is when we'll see the price rise. And guys, this could happen years from now, or it could happen tomorrow. Ultimately, we are at the mercy of regulators, and this is why I think so many people get so frustrated with this cryptocurrency, because the potential is so great, and yet we feel like we're being stifled by regulatory clarity. The exact thing that should be helping companies like Ripple to be able to thrive in this marketplace. So it is a bit of a double-edged sword. Do you guys feel like it's short-term pain for long-term gain? And this is why, guys, you know, the spec market is still the spec market, and even Chris Larsen says so. XRP is still connected to the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum, he mentions here. And so Bitcoin, guys, let me just put up Bitcoin here on the daily. Still bullish over the long-term trend. We bring up XRP here, and what I'm noticing over here for XRP is that we are forming what is called an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so could we see a rise for XRP? Of course, when you take a look at it in conjunction with Bitcoin, you are also seeing a bullish pattern for Bitcoin, and many proponents suggesting that Bitcoin has the potential to move 10x in the next rally. Guys, this is why I hold some Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but we're all going to succeed in this spec market. Let's not forget, you know, even if you are frustrated with the price of XRP, let's not forget from the beginning of July all the way to about mid-August. So that's just a month and a half, guys, A month and a half. How much did XRP gain? Well, XRP gained almost 100%, 91%. So that's almost doubling your money. If you put in $100, you'll get $200. If you put in $10,000, you get $20,000. If you put in $100,000, you get $200,000. 91% is nothing to scoff at, guys. And remember, this is just the beginning. Be sure to have a plan. Take profits if you think it's the prudent choice. I personally think this market is just getting revved up, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.